So you're either hungover, you're gonna be hungover tomorrow, or you got a whole bunch of hungry kids at the house to feed. Well, the only way to fill that tall order is some fried rice. We're gonna whip up some fried rice so good you'll be thinking you did it for the gram.
Cooking, not cleaning, we smoking and seasoning, grilling, sauteing, and chilling is the reason. Raddad Cooks, y'all.
What's happening, y'all? Raddad Cooks here. You know, you don't gotta be a 5-spice noodle thrower like my man's Jeffrey here to whip up some amazing fried rice at home. You just need a couple basic ingredients and a nice saute pan, maybe some high carbon steel, something you can get good and hot. Now, the real secret to making badass fried rice is you wanna use leftover rice, especially some that's been in the fridge with a lid off it so it can really dry out. That's gonna make it absorb that sauce and have the crispy texture that the takeout stuff has. If you don't have some leftover rice, you can spread it out after you cook it onto a flat surface like this and refrigerate it for about an hour. That'll crisp it up. Next thing we're gonna use is a cup of frozen peas and carrots. Put them in a little water to thaw them out. A couple eggs, and some smoked meat of your choice. Sorry, vegetarians, you won't get to take in this pleasure, but any smoked meat, some ribs, some bacon. Right here, I got some turkey little smokies I had floating around the fridge. We're gonna cut up 2 green onions. Keep the white and the green parts separate because we're gonna add them at different parts of the prep. Take your little smokies or bacon or whatever you got and just cut it up into some little cubes about the same size as your onions. For oils, we're gonna be using a mix of sesame seed oil and vegetable oil. And for seasoning, we're gonna be using some ahi marin rice seasoning and some soy sauce. An alternative to using the eggs and the little smokies, if you got some leftover breakfast from Saturday morning and you have leftover rice from Saturday night and now it's Sunday morning, just chop all that up and you got some easy freaking fried rice on your hands. We're gonna get our pan preheated over medium-high heat, add a tablespoon of vegetable oil and 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. Don't wanna overdo the sesame oil, it can be really overpowering. Once our oil's smoking, we know we are good and hot and ready to start throwing in the rest of the ingredients. Start off with the onions and that smoky meat. Give it a couple little flips there. We wanna get that onion to infuse in with the oil, release some of the oils from our meat. And we can add our rice. Once you get that rice in there, give it a little chop with your spoon or your tongs. That way you can break it up. And I'm gonna add a little bit more oil right here. This is kind of up to you. I think you'd be completely shocked if you saw how much oil they actually add to fried rice in restaurants. I kind of just take it slowly and add it as I need it. That way I can kind of make it somewhat healthy. Keep that rice moving. It's going to kind of want to crisp up to the bottom of that pan. That's okay. That's kind of the texture we're going for. Just don't let it stay there too long because it will burn and get kind of gnarly. But a little brown crispy on there actually is going to help the flavor of this. After our rice is nice and browned up, we're gonna go ahead and chuck in those peas and carrots. Give them a little stir, just enough to heat them back up. This won't take more than a minute or so. And then push all the rice to one side. We're gonna hit it with 2 tablespoons of that ahi marin rice seasoning. And on the other half of the pan, we're gonna add about 2 teaspoons of vegetable oil and crack our 2 eggs. I wanna scramble these on the side. That way, get the eggs in the rice, but they're separate from the rice and not just coating it. That's kind of what kills the crispiness, and that's how a lot of people botch this when they're making it at home. Pop your yolks, scramble your eggs up on the side. Once you get the eggs pretty much cooked, I'd say about 60-70% of the way through, then we can go ahead and begin to toss them into our rice. This time I like to add the soy sauce. That way it doesn't reduce down too far. This is by taste. And remember, you can always add soy sauce, you can't take it away. So right before you start tossing those eggs into your rice, hit it with the soy. And then right at the very end, we're gonna put the green tops to our green onion. We wanna add these at the end so that way they kind of have that crispy, bright green flavor to them. Throw it in a bowl, treat the face. So next time you wake up and your baby mama's tripping, go and get your hungover up. Whip that up with some fried rice. Peace. Thank you for tuning in, and if you love the content of this video, hit like on the way out. If you're new, become part of the Raddad Cooks ecosystem by subscribing and dinging that notification bell.